Okay, I'm gonna show you what's been going on. Okay, there's little Benny. He's so cute. Little Benny in the window. How much is that kitty in the window? Benny. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? Excuse me, my throat's bothering me. My allergies are bothering me. I scared a little baby out of the window. I don't want to do that. But anyways, I want to show you. I was going to pull these up. We got a little problem here. Okay, there's never been a problem like this. Okay, a hole here now. Because what happened is my dad, a couple weeks ago, basically I told him to sit in the car. I had everything in my hands. Apparently didn't think I did. He got out of the car, and I don't know how he did it, but he slid into, like he was sliding into home base or something, and he made a big hole here. And he wouldn't get up. I'm sitting there thinking, get up off my freaking, plants and all. And my concern really is with him first. I don't want him to get hurt or anything like that. But I was like, if you know what I'm saying, when you're a plant person and you have flowers and stuff, my concern is with my dad first. It really is. But he knows, pick this area to freaking slide into my fucking, pick a different area to slide into my freaking flower bed and all. Now I gotta fix this. I might just have to, those right there, I was gonna put, like some sticks or something to try to keep it up. I might just have to pull those and they might have to grow back, because the thing of it is I can't pull all of them now because these have already come up, these pieces, it means that flowers are gonna bloom and all. I can't do what I was gonna do, which was, I can't do it now. I have to wait until after they bloom, kind of raggedy looking. Okay. I was gonna pull some of this, and I was gonna pull all of it if these weren't there, but these popped up, and so now I can't. It's literally popped up quick. Okay, so I don't want to mess up my flower bed and all that kind of thing. Okay, see that? Okay, so that's a problem. Gotta fix that. Okay, figure out a way to fix it. I think the only way is gonna be either to pull these, they'll just have to grow back and there'll be a little bit of a hole there. Or I can get a stick or something. I can do that first and try to get these bamboo sticks to hold it up somehow, to put it together if I can, and put some, I'm not sure, put some, like, apparently that lady's in the yard now. Thank God that tree, this tree here is beautiful. I used to play in it when I was a child. It hides what I'm doing. God forbid I'm doing something bad here. No, I'm not. But anyways, I got to figure out that upset, what I'm saying is, it's upsetting that it happened because I don't want my dad to get hurt or anything. And he said, oh, that was so comfortable. He goes, I like slid into a bush. It's not a bush, Dad, it's a flower bed. Well, he's like, well, it's comfortable. But see what I'm saying? There's all this damage here. And, yeah, I get it. He could have really hurt himself and stuff. And, who cares about the plants? But I'm a plant person. And I said, it would have been bad for both of you all, the plant and my dad, if my dad got hurt real bad. I just, I'm a flower person and it bothers me. This sort of stuff doesn't happen. So, every year I haven't had any problems with this sort of thing. It's always been full. I gotta fix that, okay? That's upsetting. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this right here, I might be throwing that on the curb. I don't know yet. It kind of has on top, I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. Splinters and stuff like that. Some little kid, could come over here and put their hands on it and then they get a splinter, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, there's Benny again. Little Benny wants to know what I'm doing. Okay, so now we got, over here. Okay, now I had to put some cinnamon down last night. Okay, what happened was there was a Coke can. Okay, here, like the Coke can right here. Okay, it was, let me show you. It was over here. Now, I didn't put it there. My dad put it there. Okay, now let me put this back over here. Now, this is working. I took some Coke and I dumped it right there. Okay, I dumped it right there. It's working. Okay, you see the ants? It's working. Shouldn't have touched it. Okay. Well, they were all on there. It's working because they scattered, you see. But they'll be fine. They'll go back, and I was just thinking this would work. Okay. I couldn't get all the ants. Like, okay, yesterday, this is what happened. My dad put the can there. I had the cans in the side yard, you know, in the grass part on the side, okay? I had them on the side yard. Well, just a couple cans or whatever. And I was gonna pick them up, okay, right there on the side, you know. Apparently there was one here, right there, and then my dad threw it down over there. And then he took this can, it was one over here in the grass, and he must have put it over there. I wouldn't have touched it because I knew that there were some ants in some of them. So why would I take a can with ants and stick it right here, right in front of the freaking front door? I don't think so. So, anyways, he did that and tried to blame me for it, and I know he did it. Okay, you know, I mean, that just caused a huge problem here because what happened was all these ants were everywhere over here. I mean, there was, I don't know how many, right here, this little area. There was, I mean, it looked like 1,000 or more. I mean, I don't know where these ants have gone. I'm worried about that, okay? They probably went to my flower bed, and I don't want that, okay? They can really mess up your flower bed. They can eat the, see, there's already some down there. They can eat the stuff, and, you know, they'll kill it. They'll kill my flower bed. They'll eat the stalks and stuff. My dad doesn't seem to care about flowers or anything. I mean, he probably did it because he didn't care about flowers. You know what I'm saying? I put flowers. They didn't even have any flowers in their yard. I'm the one that put flowers in their yard. Some daylilies that were yellow, light yellow, better yellow. I took some of mine and put them in his yard, and I took some from the side of his yard and took them apart and put them in his front yard because there was no freaking, while they were gone, they were on trip or whatever. I get it when they were on a trip, and I thought it would, you know, surprise them when they came back home and all. And you know, it did surprise them and all, and I guess they were kind of mad or whatever. Then my mom was like, well, it looks beautiful, you know, they're gonna grow and it's gonna look beautiful, because I know how to do that. I know how to design flowers and make them look good, okay? You know, I think it's just, and I'm not trying to brag, I think it's just that I have an eye for design and all, you know what I'm saying? You know, an eye, you know, eyeball, eye, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I just happen to have that, you know, excuse me, allergies are bothering me. I just kind of happen to know how to organize them and place them and all that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not a professional person, but I mean, I don't have a degree in that sort of thing. See, I'm worried. There's some ants over there. I can put this powder stuff down, and that's another problem, you see. Okay, that's another problem. Okay, so there was that 2 mats over there. These 2 mats over here, and throwing them in the trash. They're gross and stinky and dirty, and all they're going to the trash. Got that been there for a year, or maybe longer. These over here were over here on the porch, and then this thing here that my neighbor threw out, I was gonna give it to somebody. I mean, I don't need it, but I mean, I didn't know there was stuff in there. I can take it out and wash it, or I could just donate it to this pet place that I want to get this dog from. I could just donate it there. So there's that. They probably want to get rid of it. It was probably their dog's thing. They probably didn't want it around because it's, you know, a reminder and all. But anyways, okay, that happened last night. And then my dad was like, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, just put some Raid on there. And I was like, it is a big freaking deal. And look at Riley. But he likes that. He thinks it's a cool place to sit under there, and he sits on top. He likes to hide and everything, you know. Now that stuff wasn't there. My dad brought that and left it there. Okay, just happened to see Riley under the table. Thought it was cute. Okay. Oh no, it's not centered. A little bit this way. Yeah. Tiny bit that way. Okay, it's not completely centered in front of that window. But anywho, I just wanted to show you. I thought that was cute. Hi, Riley. Hi. Hi, Riley. Riley. Hi. Riley. Hey, Riley. Riley. Hey, Riley. Riley. Hey. Kitty. You want to have to lose some weight, young man. He's like, I don't want to. I want to eat as much as I want to eat. You're not going to tell me what to do. You know, I'm my own person. And all. You know, I mean, I'm responsible for myself because I'm a cat and all. You know, I'm very responsible for myself. Aren't you, Riley? Are you responsible for yourself? Huh? Are you responsible for yourself? You take good care of yourself, honey? Do you take good care of yourself? Hello? Look how he didn't even have a neck. Do cats even have necks? Hi! Riley! Kitty! Are you relaxing? I mean, like I said, I like to get pictures when I can get pictures. If the cat's outside, I like to get pictures because you just never know what kind of picture you can get, you know, and you have to take, that's just how it is, you know, you can't make cats go, hey cat, go over there, get underneath that table, and, you know, be calm and all that. You can't make, I mean, most cats don't listen. They don't listen to anything. My dad's like, well, I don't really like cats, but I do like Riley. He's pretty cool and all. My dad was like, yeah, I'm more of a dog person because dogs are nice and, you know, they come to you and they want to be loved. It's like, well, cats want to be loved too. So anyways, I said, I like cats and dogs. And he goes like, well, no, you're a cat person. And I was like, no, I'm not. I maybe used to be a cat person, but I like cats and dogs. So anyways, all right, well, there's that. There's Riley. Okay. Riley. Kitty. Riley. Kitty. Riley. Hello. All that's going to have to be cleaned up. Okay. I mean, it's going to have to be swept and everything. And I thought it was going to rain, but it's going to have to be, I'm going to have to use the hose and all, get all that up. It's nasty. That stuff there, it did work. The cinnamon, some of it, you know what I'm saying? Cinnamon worked sometimes and all. Okay, it did work a little bit. Like I said, I tried the Bath and Body stuff. It worked inside, but then it got all over the place and it got sticky. And I didn't want to do the Raid inside because, you know what I'm saying, it's got poison in it. I don't want my animals getting into it. You know, they might go there and lick something or whatever. I just don't want that chance of something happening. I mean, I'd be worried to death about it. Be worried to death what could happen and all that kind of thing. So, I need to go with something. I'm going to find something. I think that Vevo, V-E-V-O is really good. It is, you know, plants, you know, sensitive and, you know, like I could use it out here for the ants and then use it inside, you know, it's okay for animals and stuff. Now those popped up and those are beautiful. The coneflower, echinacea. I think it's echinacea, right? Echinacea. Okay. This one's pretty. Okay. That was really pretty. Okay. So anyways, there's some more blooms on there, as you can see. Now, I got another mess because I was like, well, I can I hate to have to drown these ants, you know. I'd rather just for them to leave, get out of here. I don't want to hurt them. Just leave, go back to your little, you know, hut or whatever, ant hole, and be happy and everything. But that didn't happen, and my guy wanted to spray them. I didn't have any spray. He went over and got spray. He put it there and all, and so now there were like 1,000 of them. I don't know how many there were. There was a bunch of them. Okay, came from this Coke can over here. The reason why I put the Coke can over here is because I was thinking, and I literally took some of the liquid and I splashed it on the top, and I, you know, splashed it all over the can. You know what I mean? Like, poured it in my hand and dumped it over, okay, and everything. And then I had like it was like a string of Coke going that way, because I'm gonna have to get some more Coke and do that, because I thought the only way to get them out of my flower bed is lure them back into the Coke can, okay, and you know, I can dump them off at their little home was on the side. I can jump them back off over there, or take them to the backyard maybe, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There are some, and they were over here, and I touched it, and then they went off. But I have to put some more Coke over there, or I have to put a couple more. But I'm gonna lure them. I figured the best way to do it was, you know, I really didn't want to put water in there and drown them to death. I lure them back over here to this Coke can. It's a different Coke can. Lure them back over here to get in the Coke can and get some sugar out of there, because, you know, and everything, that's their thing, sugar. You know, these are the small little sugar ants, and that way I can get them out of my flower bed and put them back in this little, I thought that would be the best thing to do. And put them back in the can. Lure them back to the can, because they will, you know, want some of that sugar in there. And like, I freaked them out, and now they're down here. I'm gonna have to get some more Coke and just, I guess, dump it over here, and, you know, dump it on top of there, so it'll have, you know, dump it all over that Coke can, dump it right here. I'll have to have 2 Coke cans over there, 2 or 3 or whatever. I might even need more than 2 or 3, okay, or down the road or whatever. And, you know, when you put sugar out for ants, they come a running. Okay, so here's the Coke can, which is cool. You know, not sponsored by my channel, Coca-Cola. I like Coca-Cola and all. Okay, there's some ants. Okay, well, anyways, I need to get back to the backyard, because I need to do some things back there. I need to throw that away, wash that out, take the stuff out of there. This stuff right here, I need to throw this in the trash from last night. And then these here, to figure out what I'm going to do with these. Now, I might have to wash them, and I may keep them, okay? I got these one year from Aldi, and they were in the trash, and they were brand new, okay? Let me show you. They're really cute, okay? Or you can do this like this. It needs to be washed. You know, do sideways, however you want to do it. Now, they are cellular. I'm going to check the batteries and all. Okay, so I'm going to have to wash those, reuse them, I think, and everything. Clean that container out. Now, this container is a cute container that I had gotten from Big Lots one year, and I should have gotten another one. I really like that container. Of course, I got one, I went back, I couldn't get it. So if you see something, when you see it, you better get it, because it's impossible when you go back, it isn't in there. Now, I'm so mad about these. I can bring them back though. These 2 right here, they didn't come back. I need to focus on the garden. When I'm focused on the garden and I'm taking care of the garden and all that kind of thing, then this crap doesn't happen. It's my fault, I should have watered them, but I can get the seeds out of there, or I can bring them back. I think hydrogen peroxide brings them back, okay? There's that. Now, I've been mowing the yard and all that kind of thing, okay? Now, like I said, this right here, still got to get it. Still got to get this chunk right here of grass out. Have to get the little thing, that little black, the black thing that goes around, what's it called, the siding or whatever, edger or not edger. I can't even think right now. I'm tired. It's a it's whatever it's called. I think it's a it's a flower bed extender. No, flower bed. I think it's an edger that goes around flower beds. Okay, well now those are there. Okay, those need to be picked off. The orange ones and all that tiger lilies or whatever. They're pretty. Kevin gave me these. Guy that I used to date in Louisville, and we became friends after that because, I liked him, but it just didn't work out. Okay, I couldn't. I just thought it'd been more of a friend. Okay, there's that. Hello. Okay, here's some blooming here. But I did give him some butter, lilies. I can't even get it out. Buttercream, lilies that, come up and all. Gave him some of those and gave him some of these. And then at that time I was working for this flower company and I had some blueberry bushes in my backyard and apparently they weren't doing very well. And so I said, if you want them, you'll have to dig them up. You're going to have to dig them up and you can take them. You can take all of them because apparently I'm not doing something right. They're not coming up. I was getting aggravated. I should have just kept some of them or whatever. But anyways, I wanted it for something different and all. And I gave him those. And because he's a flower person too. He does flowers and that's what we had a lot in common because he liked to do flowers and everything, and he did grapes, a grapevine, and he had a grapevine and all. I like to do a grapevine. Shit, I just did that on accident, and everything. It's beautiful. You have to have a grapevine for I don't know how many years, but the thing of it is you need to get it because if you want to start it, it's like a 2 or 3 year thing. There's not just ta-da, you buy something, it blooms. It's not that easy. With the AI stuff, it's not that easy, people. You just don't put it in the ground and it grows, like that year. There may be something that you can do to make it grow, like if it's organic or whatever, then it doesn't have as many pesticides. I think it's still going to take 2 or 3 years to grow or whatever. But, I don't, I know what I know about that because of him. Those grapes were good. And he made grape juice and he made grape jelly and stuff. It's really good. There's that. Okay. There's those. Pretty. Those were almost done. Okay. And everything. And then when they get done, then these are coming. Okay. And I need to put something else in there. I kind of let it do whatever it wanted to do this year. And sometimes you have to train things. Like these right here were in front. Okay. Because they're smaller. They didn't do this last year. Okay. This one's about dead. And then, at night, they're all going to close. And, the ones that are here, I'll have to show you. The ones that are here, okay, going to close tonight. And then they'll has to be picked up either tonight or tomorrow. And then the ones that are budded there will open up when they're ready to open up, okay? They're pretty flowers and all, but they're a little bit of a pain. But the thing of it is, they're just really pretty. I like them. Like I said, Kevin had those in his front yard. And these are very easy to people want them or whatever, it's very easy to share these. When they die, you go down there, and even some of the stuff gets cut down. Okay, and after you do that, okay, now I gotta take this off. This is called a volunteer. It volunteered to grow there. Okay, all right. Look at that. Okay, I need to get. What is this? Has some little. Okay, yeah, it's a volunteer. I need to get it out of here. I mean, I'm just gonna have to get it out like this. But what I'm gonna have to do, that takes some of it off, but it's not gonna, like, I have to go down to the very ground part down here to the soil, and I have to dig up the root. If I don't get the root up, then this is gonna be coming back, and I don't want it to come back. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find those clipper thingies. I've gotten them at Dollar Tree before, and I've gotten them different places, you know. I try to get a good deal and all. The only thing about the ones at Dollar Tree, to be honest, they're not the best ones. I mean, you know what I mean? They kind of start hurting your hands and stuff, to be honest. And so, I mean, you can do it for a little while, but then they start hurting, and then, you know, it just hurts your hand. I mean, if you want your hand to be hurt, your hand to be sore, you know, if you want that, then get the cheaper one. Okay, it's a good idea to get the more expensive one. They have the rubbery things on the handles. When you squeeze it, it doesn't hurt. Excuse me, it's not cheaply made. Now, yeah, Dollar Tree, there are some good deals at Dollar Tree, don't get me wrong. Now, I was thinking about it. How long has it been since I have, you know, this one girl wants to brag about how long she's been to the Dollar Tree and all, and, you know, how long she's been doing. And I'm happy for her. I mean, that's great. That's really great, you know, to, like this right here is ready to come out because there's no buds on there. I can go ahead and take that out. You know, I'm happy for her. She's been doing it for, I don't know, 12 years or something, and, or 13, lucky 13, or unlucky 13. Well, anyways, I don't want to be mean, but she's been doing it a long time. I mean, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her, that I really am. She has a good channel and all, and I mean, some I like her sort of, and sometimes I don't like her, but when she says mean things or whatever. But anyways, you don't know what you're talking about, basically. And, you know, some people are just naive about certain things, but you know, it is what it is. What I was gonna say is, I have been doing YouTube, well, 3 years with this channel, and I'm only on 317, which isn't great. This other guy said it was, and all, and I guess I need to start watching YouTube like I was. There's some people that I was watching their channel, you know, every day and all. I just don't have, you know, it just drives me crazy, you know, watching, you know, commercials and all. And I mean, I just need to get that thing that bypasses me from watching commercials. And then basically what it does is I would pay for a monthly subscription to bypass the commercials, because that's what y'all get paid for and everything. And I was watching it, you know, and everything, and I got aggravated, and I shouldn't even really admit that, but see, I'm telling the truth. But I have been watching them again, the commercials and stuff, because I need to get paid for that, and I don't want to dick you over like that, you know, because that's really mean, you know, make people mad. No, I don't want to do that. So I might get that, and when basically you pay for that, I don't have to watch the commercials, and then you don't have to watch the commercials. I might do that. Okay. Or if you just get to, I mean, really, it's not bad. watching the commercials because y'all get paid for that. And, you know, you're doing a good deed. And you might have to get up and go to the bathroom or get something to drink or whatever. Get a snack. I'm trying to think how long. I did do, excuse me, my throat hurts. I did do another channels, okay, Gabby's Goods. Gabby, the name of my dog, was the name, well, is the name of my dog, and was the name of my dog because she passed in the end of February. It'll be 4 months since she's been gone at the end of June and everything. It's really been hard for me. I mean, it's been horrible. But anyways, I'm trying to get this stuff picked. And, what was I going to say? See, it's not much fun, but it has to be done. This right here, I mean, probably, I don't want to bore you, but that's got to get cut out of here. Because if it doesn't get cut out, that root down there in the soil, if it doesn't get cut out, it will grow back. And, you know, I don't want that. All this stuff here has got to be taken out. Okay? God, I've gotten behind. This stuff here has got to be taken out. Because it makes the plant look a lot prettier. You know, it's dead pieces and stuff. It takes the, it's taking the nutrients from the other plants. You know what I'm saying? When they don't need nutrients. They're dead. So, I've got to get these out and everything. Now, that might not be something you want to watch. Okay? But basically, I was trying to figure this out and all. Let me just chit-chat here for a minute. Just bear with me and all. I was thinking about it, and I did have Gabby's Goods and Infinity Finds, okay? And then I just decided that was too long. Then I went to Gabby's Goods. And then I went to Gabby's Garden, and now I'm on Infinity Finds because I got locked out of the account. And I shouldn't have changed, you know, like people were calling me Gabby and all, and because that was the name of my channel, my dog's name and all, and I shouldn't have done that because it kind of messes up your, you know what I'm saying, if you do that and change the name and all, it messes up your channel because people think if you is your name one way and then you change it, excuse me, and then they have to get used to a new name, and it's hard for them to get used to a new name. They forget who you are. Now, people knew me as Gabby, you know, and I lost touch with a lot of people because of my name change. And, you know, I'm not doing dumpster diving like I was and everything. I mean, I don't have a car right now. And, you know, my dad was supposed to help me get a car and everything. I need to go back to work and everything. I'm having some problems. I think I told you all with my knee. It's still a little bit, looks kind of a little bit, you know, raised there or whatever. It's swollen still. Just about a week ago or whatever, I had that done. And a week or 2 weeks ago. And they took the fluid out of my knee with this big, huge, I mean, this thing was huge, just huge. It was the biggest freaking needle I've ever seen. And the needle was like this, and that thing was huge. And the doctor did it, and the thing of it is the other guy, I guess he's a physical therapist or whatever, and because he asked me, do you want the doctor to do it or can I do it? I said, you can do it the last time or whatever, and now I wanted him to do it now because he didn't make it hurt. Well, the doctor, I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, you're hurting me. And he was like, tell me about something, you know, trying to get my mind off of it and all. Tell me about something that you want to, you know, do. And I was telling him about how I want to raise beds and stuff like that. And how I was putting these raised beds in. Well, they're kind of expensive to do, okay? I should have just kept what I had, you know, and everything. I mean, they look prettier, but he was trying to get me off of that, and it hurt like hell. I think I screamed a little bit because it hurt so freaking bad, and all. My throat hurts. I'm sorry if I've got little burps. My throat, allergies and stuff. See, this one right here needs to come out. Look at that spots. It needs to come out. This right here needs to come out. You know. Okay. All of these need to come out. Now I've lost my train of thought here. Okay, what was I saying? You see? Okay, all that. There's the hostas down here. I should have, you know what I'm saying, when they first came up, I should have, you know, kind of, you see where they are? I should have kind of cleaned it up, and then they wouldn't be over the hostas and all, but I can get it cleaned up and all. What was I going to say is that, I don't know what I was going to say. Lost my train of thought there. Excuse me. My throat is just killing me. What was I going to say? See, I enjoy being outside, and when I'm in the house, I can't take being in the house all the time. That drives me insane. You know, I've gotten behind with doing some stuff, and, you know, like last week, I was supposed to mow the backyard. My knee was hurting me, so I didn't mow it. My dad's like, don't mow it if your knee's hurting, you know, and everything, because the doctor's office scared the hell out of me and said that I needed a knee surgery. And I was like, no. I was sitting there thinking, no. You know, they try to bring up the most expensive thing or whatever. You know, I don't need, unless I need it, you know? I don't need something unless I really, really need it. But they were saying, I mean, they were giving me a hard time saying, you know, you have, what's it called? You have the old person's, you know, that's what happens when your ankles swell and all that, the old person's thing. And I said, the old person? That's not very nice. And these people are not, you know what I mean? That's just not a nice thing to say, you know, and everything. And I said, I don't care if he is a doctor. And I said, someday you're going to be old too. Would you want somebody saying because you're old and you have, I guess what's called anemia, your ankles swell up, okay? And then that's what happens. And there's also arthritis in my knee. And, I mean, that's not a good thing to happen. So, you said, think about what you want to do the next 3 weeks and all, okay? And, I'm just going to have them, they said they can do, like, keep me numb around my knee, and then they put fluid in to kind of help, you know, lubricate it. I don't know why they take it out and put it back. I mean, I don't know. It might be the same thing or maybe something else. I mean, I don't know. But anyways, sorry, my throat is killing me. My allergies are bothering me. I've gotten behind on stuff. Gotten behind here on stuff like this. Okay. Sometimes I get a little carried away. But just need to get it cleaned up, and it's falling in the side right here. These things, see, this stuff, it was over here, or you know, or a bird, you know, did that. Okay, so I got to get it out of there. Okay, and I could even get it out of there. You see how it's growing into the porch. You see how that kind of growing into the porch. But really, this right here, I got to get it out of there and move it and put it someplace else. And how you, let me show you how you do this. When they die back, you go down here. You actually put your shovel right here, and then you would go down with the shovel down to here, and you get a little piece of the leaf, and then you get a little piece of the bulb, and the bulb is what grows the flower. Okay, you really don't need the leaf part, but some people like it because, I mean, my aunt gave me these, okay, daylilies, these buttercream ones, and she gave me about 30 of them, and I started out with 30 of them and put them down here, and they have multiplied like crazy. I mean, it's unreal. Or maybe it was 50, I don't know, but it wasn't that many. And I spaced them out and everything, and they grew and grew and grew. And they've been in the ground a long, long time. you know, maybe like 10 years or something, around that time or whatever, but they're bigger now. I need to cut them and kind of put them around, you know, over here or on the side or something. And it's what you're supposed to do anyways. So now I'm gonna have to wait until after they bloom, and because you're not supposed to cut them, I mean, it's not a good idea to cut them, you know, when, see, there's some freaking ants over here. Look at all those fucking ants. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna leave this little area now, because I don't want ants on me, because I had gotten some ants on me last night, and because when it happened and all, then I was like, oh shit, and it like climbed up my leg and everything, and then I had to go inside, take a shower, wash my legs and all, because I didn't want any ant trails on me, and you know, ants are horrible. Okay, so I'm gonna get those two to come back. I should have watered them better. It's my fault. I just can't do everything. My dad is really hard to take care of. He's making little mistakes like that. You know, that thing there. He almost got his kick. Well, he didn't. He almost got us kicked out of the freaking Dollar Tree because he's being obnoxious. Okay. This stuff here needs to be come up, and this right here, I don't really like it. Wooden piece. It could be like ceramic, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be exactly. Now, yeah, that's pretty, the ivy. Okay. It's pretty. And all. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's pretty. It's the ivy. And that could be rooted and grown somewhere else. Okay, this bush here is gonna have to be cut, and this bush here. And I cut these last year, and hopefully I can get Pedro over here, or get him to cut them. And then I want to get the, you know, the trunk out, the root, the trunk piece, you know, that's in the ground, and all that's got to come out. These two bushes are worthless. They're not worth the shit. They need to come out. And then over here, some ivy. It can probably come out, but you know, ivy is pretty. Never seen it over here before. It must have grown over the fence. Like, it's pretty. Okay, it is pretty. Okay. Excuse me. My throat hurts. Sorry. Okay. But, okay, that's really pretty. It could be rooted, and it could be put someplace else. Okay. So, I did know some of this stuff is going to have to be taken down, like, you know, with a, what is it called? One of those things, edger, where, I mean, you get that crap, those, weeds that, like I said, these two can come up. I don't like these bushes. They're going to come down. I mean, if I have to cut them myself all the way down and get him to take the trunk out, it could be cheaper that way, or whatever. I always try to go the cheaper route and everything. And now there's one here, the trunk, and it's a disaster. I've got to clean this up. There's another one. It's just in the ground still. There's another one, and then there's one over here. Okay. Alright, this can come out. This is freaking. Look at these freaking. I don't want to get hurt. I'm gonna have to get some gloves. I don't want to get poked. Look at this freaking things. I'm not gonna touch that. I mean, they're okay up here. Okay. These leaves have, prickly things on them. Okay, maybe just get the top off. Let's get some of it off, and then get some gloves. See, I don't want to poke myself. Get some gloves and get the rest of it off. Okay. There is right here. You see that? That needs to come up. All right. Okay. I think there's one over here. This needs to come up. Okay. All right, here. This one. Okay. And then this one right here needs to come up. My dad took one out. I couldn't believe he got it out. It must have been loose. Okay. All right, there's that. All right, that's gonna come out. And then there probably is another one over here. Let's see. Oh. Okay. And all this has got to be pulled up. It's taken. Oh.